Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Green Stripe syllabus. In today's video, we're looking at the turning kick with the ball of the foot, landing in a back fist side strike. Here it is. Okay, so for turning kick with the ball of the foot, we had a video on this for the yellow belt pad work. So have a little look at that if you haven't already, but we'll recap anyway. So we're starting in an L stance guarding block position. We know how to do this. Check that front arm is shoulder height. Make sure that rear arm is in front of our solar plexus. We hopefully know how to perform a good L stance by now. If not, go check out the video. Okay, so we know a turning kick should be performed at a 45-degree angle. Now in class, we practice this usually facing the front of the class with our guarding block facing forward, which means that the turning kick is going to be at a 45-degree outward angle in relation to where we're standing. So remember, that means that you're practicing under the assumption that your opponent is positioned out to your side. If the pad or the target, whatever you're visualizing striking, were in front of you, you would have to then position yourself accordingly. In this instance, for fundamentals, we're practicing the kick at a 45-degree outward angle, and then we're stepping down, traveling towards the front of class again. In this particular movement, we're going to land in a back fist side strike. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's just recap on that turning kick. Make sure you're kicking with the ball of the foot, so toes pulled back. And remember, we said in a previous video about visualizing an obstacle that we have to chamber over the top of, like a beach ball, for example. We want to avoid bringing our knee through at a 45-degree angle. We want to come up and then across, like there's an obstacle in the way. This allows us to get good rotation of the hips and develop lots of power in that turning kick. So we should be kicking horizontally at the point of impact. If you come up at a 45-degree angle, you're going to end up with your toes up and you're going to really limit the power and hit with the wrong part of the foot. Your standing foot, remember, should pivot almost all the way around to a 45-degree backward angle. Again, this allows us to kick horizontally at the end. If you don't rotate that standing foot enough, unless you're super flexible, you're going to struggle to get the correct angle. Your toes will be up at the point of impact. Now, making sure we keep our balance is even more important when we're doing one technique and then landing in another. So make sure after that turning kick, you retract your foot and you maintain balance so that you can then step down efficiently into your back fist side strike. So once you've done your kick, which is out to one side, we need to retract and turn our body so that we can then rotate our body back in the opposite direction into that back fist side strike. So position your body correctly here to allow you to turn your hips and your shoulders into the back fist. Now, a back fist is a strike with the knuckles, bit like the punch. We're using the back of the knuckles, the dung jumuk, for this, as opposed to the up jumuk, the forefist. We're going to cross from underneath like we do for a middle block. We won't get as much rotation as we do on a middle block because we're going to finish in this position with the knuckles pointed to the side. We want a slight over rotation to allow those main two knuckles to stick out a little bit further. We don't want the hand completely level, otherwise we're going to strike with all knuckles at the same time. We want the biggest two knuckles slightly sticking out further. Remember, it's important to come up into your crossing position before you then pull across. So make sure that we're not crossing low and then coming up into position. We need to come up into our cross nice and high and then drive across using that rotation of our hips and our shoulders to develop power. Make sure the timing is perfect. We hit the target with our knuckles at the same time as our heel hits the floor. Make sure you still sit that 70% of your weight on your back leg for that L stance. So be careful not to carry your weight too far forward. Okay, and that's it for the turning kick with the ball of the foot, followed by back fist side strike and L stance. Awesome job. See you in the next one.